Besiktas are a massive club sitting out of the European places in Turkish football, so they've hired Gunnar Solskjaer to be their brand new manager. And today, I want to make some Gunnar Solskjaer counter-attacking tactics and making Besiktas one of the best teams in the world, but with a twist. I'm going to be doing it signing only free agent players here on Football Manager in a 5-year challenge to see if we can turn Besiktas into Champions League winners using Oli Ball and 3 agents. But first off, let's check out the team here at Besiktas, and some of the players in this 11 are actually incredible. Up front, we have Ciro Immobile, one of the top goal scorers in Serie A history, while his unbelievable form at Lazio has now led him to Turkey at the twilight of his career. But my God, he looks fantastic. 17 finishing, 14 composure, 20 determination, unreal off the ball, great work rate, decent pace still as well. So I've stuck him in the poacher role, and he's going to be our bagsman for this season. Now, last night against Athletic Bilbao, Rafa was incredible, and he is our left winger, while right wing Rashica was equally incredible off that right hand flank. And we have gone with a 4-3-3 rather than a traditional 4-2-3-1, as it seemed to be what Oli played more at Manchester United last night. 4-2-3-1, complete and utter vibes, and that is what we've gone for here with this Besiktas team. We have made Oli Ball tactics to go full vibes and counter-attacking while playing attacking fast football, and I will run through the whole tactics so you guys can use this in your saves. Gedson Fernandes is as the left centre mid, and Mario is the right centre mid on box-to-box and advanced playmaker, with a ball winner in DM, just being aggressive in there and keeping possession. 2 wing-backs on attack, left and right. Arthur Masuaku, what a throwback from his days at West Ham, and Svensson at right wing back, also on wing back and attack. 2 centre backs, Gabriel Palista and Felix Udegohai, the German centre back, who is fantastic. And in goal is Mert Günok, the Turkish goalkeeper, with some fantastic stats. Now, we are playing an attacking mentality. High tempo, short passing, player defence, down the wings, low crosses, while triggering the press, countering, taking short kicks, high line, triggering the press, get stuck in, high press. This is prime Oli Ball, and I'm so happy to see it back in football, even if it's at Besiktas rather than my club, Manchester United. I was gutted when we sacked him because he is my hero. I mean, that is quite literally an Oli shirt from the 99 Champions League final. And he is my idol. He is my absolute hero. Now, in terms of Turkish football, we are predicted 3rd behind Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. And the Turkish League recently has become a place for high-profile names to join on free agent contracts, which is why we are doing a free agent-only rebuild. And you can probably tell by the thumbnail, we're going to make some incredible signings in this rebuild. So make sure you're subscribing and liking the video, because this is going to be a top 5 Turkish rebuild. And you guys are going to absolutely love it. We are, of course, in the Europa Conference League this season, famously the easiest competition to win a Football Manager, the Turkish Cup and the Turkish Super Cup. Let's see how we get on season 1 without any signings, and then we'll get into some free agent madness. Oli Ball this season was in full effect, and you join me here in the Turkish Cup against Trabzonspor, a team where we got dominated in possession, but we showed our attacking output and our just sheer no fear on going forward. Our wing back straight away getting caught out, and we are going to concede. With this tactic, you will concede goals, but my God, will you have fun. We are going to make this 2-2 in the first half, which shows exactly what we're looking to do. The high press of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, who was on the bench to start off with, finds Rashica, who sticks it in the top corner and sends the game to extra time, where Immobile scores from the spot in the 93rd minute. But there is much more drama left in this game. Umut Bozok sets back Densville, who whips the ball in, and Franco wins the back post header down to Gunes to make it 3-3. But that Oli Ball, that determination, that spirit that he brings, the 119th minute, Immobile, a Panenka in the Turkish Cup final to lift us our first trophy of the rebuild. And the stats of this game show exactly what Oli Ball is about. 15 shots to their 5 while only keeping 44% possession. When we get that ball, we launch it forward and we attack. Which is why we were also able to win the Turkish Super Cup against Galatasaray, as Immobile found Rafa a great through ball to on-rushing central midfielder João Mario to make it 1-0 in 17 minutes, and we grabbed a second as well. Galatasaray, no match for the mighty Besiktas. Gedson driving through from that box-to-box midfield role all the way to finish. It's like seeing Freddie McTominay with João Mario and Gedson Fernandes, the Portuguese duo, just like my boys McFred. And believe it or not, there was more and more madness throughout the season, including 8-1 victories against Kayaspor, 5-1s against Besiktas, and of course domination against Fenerbahce as well, as we would often beat them by multiple goals at a time. It was clear to see we had created a tactic which absolutely cooked, and hopefully Oliball cooks in real life, because this season in the Turkish League, we didn't only win the Cup, we didn't only win the Super Cup, we done the Turkish treble in Season 1 with 98 points, 31 wins, 5 draws, and an 81 goal difference. Now this save file, but most importantly for this really, the tactic is available to directly download on the Patreon down below. I am now putting my tactics on Patreon as well, so if you guys do want to get access to all of them things for £5 a month, you can help me out massively. The link is down in the description. What a season we had though, and there was a man up front who did particularly well. Ciro Immobile, 39 goals in 38 games. Rafa, 18 and 8. João Mario, as a loanee, as an advanced playmaker in the middle, 14 goals but 22 assists. And there is a bit of a diamond here at Besiktas as well. It's Şemel Kirkishoy. I'm sorry if my pronunciation throughout this video is horrendous, but this guy, one of my favourite strikers on FM, at 18 years of age. I don't have to go out and sign him. I couldn't even if I wanted to in this rebuild. Luckily enough, he's here to start off. 15 finishing, 13 composure, but electric speed, 5'10", extreme consistency, and he's got 13 goals in the first season. And I mean, assist-wise, it wasn't just dominated by João Mario. Yilmaz grabbed 11, Rashika grabbed 10, Arthur Masawaki with 8, Bullet with 7, 7 from Zaynton Dov as well, and 7 from Jonas Svensson, which means we are building a very, very good squad. Now, one of the issues here at Besiktas is their finances. We have not got a lot of money in the bank at all, to be honest. We have just £3 million in transfer budget, and our wage budget, we've got about 50k to spend, which, I mean, according to this, we have absolutely nothing to spend. So if we was to do it all to the side, £72,000 to spend, and the only way we can sign players is our players whose contracts are expiring or will be expiring in the next month and looking to pick them up. So this is going to be an absolute nightmare as we go on an absolute mission to hopefully win the Champions League with Besiktas. Because I said at the very start of this video that the Conference League was a very easy competition to win. We got knocked out in the third qualifying round to Norgesland. So I've completely eaten my words there, and it's a competition, to be honest, I hope we never see again, because I want to be in the Champions League now to the very end of this rebuild. Now, one thing that I had absolutely no control over was the impermanent signing of Ali Al-Mazrati from Braga. This is sort of out of my control. It was happening as I joined the club. £9.5 million he's joined at the end of the season. A little bit of a shame that I couldn't do anything about that, but he's joined and I'm going to use him. I guess he joined Besiktas in real life and I'm going to have to use him here. So I'm sorry, but we've got an absolute baller in DM now. But the rest of my signings, number one is Eric Bailly is back at Besiktas. He obviously was here in the 23-24 season, went back to Villarreal, and now I've brought him back on a permanent deal. Extreme consistency, likes big matches, a little bit injury prone, but my boy Eric, I want to see him do bits at the back. Modou Barrow was my next signing to try and bring a little bit of pace into that front line with 15 acceleration, 14 pace, good consistency, good in big matches. At 31 years of age, he's great on his left foot, good on his right foot, but issue straight away, he's injury prone and he's already injured for us. And actually our final signing in this first season is going to be Gerard Deulofeu coming in as a backup striker. To be honest, a pretty lackluster first season with signings. But when you get 98 points in a season and you don't really want to change too much, I can't do much more than that. I mean, the team only really one change to the starting 11 is Ali Asmarati coming in the midfield and actually Eric Bailly being back at the centre-back with Gabriel Paulista. The rest of the team is going to stay the exact same. Now, one of the issues we are going to have in this rebuild is the age profile of the squad. Obviously, signing free agents only. We are going to build a very old team. So it's going to be interesting to see how they keep up with Oliball, because it's fast, it's counter-attacking, and the main thing we need to do is attack with speed. And when I tell you what, this whole qualifying for Europe malarkey is not as easy as I thought it would be. Even though we have won the Turkish League, we got knocked out in the playoff before the league phase, qualifying for the Champions League against AEK. 3-1 on aggregate. I mean, what is going on? Oliball in Europe seems to not work, but in the league and in the cups, it's an absolute wonder. Or does it? And it was actually destined to drop down into the Europa League. Now, we have started our Europa League campaign, finishing 19th in the league phase. 3 wins, 1 draw, and 4 losses with a -3 goal difference. But we're in for shout. In the knockout playoff round, we faced up against Swiss side St. Gallen and beat them 2-0 in the first leg and 2-1 in the away leg. A very easy tie, to be honest, but the round of 16 wasn't going to be quite that. because we were drawn up against Spanish giants Valencia. And when I saw the tie, I was very, very worried. But then I realised Besiktas had passion, had fight, and Oli Ball was just absolutely fantastic. 2-0 in 35 minutes thanks to the second cone from Shemal Kilkishoy, and we are going to put this tie to bed in the first half. Jedson Fernandez dribbling around the outside and finding the top corner, making it 3-0 in just 42 minutes. We weren't just done though. A fourth goal was coming. Chamberlain spun his man, found Rafa to find Immobile for the fourth goal in this game. Valencia grabbed the goal back late on to make it 4-1, but we beat them again in the second leg in a 2-1 victory, and we were moving on to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, which is absolutely fantastic, because it drew up an all-Turkish affair against Fenerbahce in the first leg at the Besiktas Park. We won 1-0 thanks to an Alexander GQ own goal. So in the second leg, we simply needed to not lose, but that's something we knew much more what to do with. We could win games easily, especially having Immobile up front. 1-0 in 3 minutes, a penalty in the 59th. It was 3-0 and Fenerbahce didn't score until the 81st minute. Well, they ended up scoring to make it 3-1, but that was the tie dead and we were going to the semis, where again we were facing a massive side, this time not from Spain, but from Italy in AS Roma. And we started away from home at the Stadio Olimpico. And just, what is going on in this European run? Arthur Masuaku sticks it in the top corner to make it 1-0. I remember this is the away leg. Our away fans with flares going absolutely mental because we made it 2-0 thanks to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. And in the second leg, we won that as well thanks to a hat-trick from our star, Ciro Immobile. While Roma did grab 2, Immobile's sheer quality was too much. So we're heading to a Europa League final in just season number 2. We were now facing French giants, AS Monaco. We have gone all the way around the top leagues in Europe and ended up in the final of the Europa League. But was this going to be a step too far? João Henrique makes it 1, and a penalty from Golovin makes it 2. But one thing about Solskjaer is he does not give up. And this Besiktas team has taken that under their wing and shown exactly that. Ciro Immobile makes it 2-1 in 52. We fast forward to the 85th minute. Ali Maserati, Gedson, and Anthony's finding Immobile to find Deulofeu down the left to find Jedson once again. One more goal secured us the Europa League trophy. So just 60 seconds later, Mo Barrow found an outrageous ball over the top for Immobile to break through, volley into the back of the net, and make Besiktas 3-2 winners in the Europa League. Our first attempt at winning this trophy, and we've done it. Straight away, Besiktas European champions. It wasn't quite as successful of a season in the rest of the Turkish football, however, as we got to the runners-up in the Turkish Super Cup, runners-up in the Turkish Cup, and runners-up in the Turkish League as well. 85 points is a pretty damn good tally, but Galatasaray took us winning the league personally last season and got 98 points as well, with an 82 goal difference. Mauro Icardi scoring 29 goals, Zaniolo, Salah, and Fran Garcia dominating the average ratings, with Ergun Kachir in goal with the top in clean sheet. So there was a top side in this league that we needed to attempt to break down. But of course, we've got the restriction. We can only sign free agents. And this team is aging. Immobile was fantastic this season, but he is down to 10 pace, 11 acceleration, and he is certainly getting older, even though he's just bagged 40 goals in 46 games. One player, though, that is certainly getting better is this man, Shemal Kilkishoy, who has just grabbed 27 goals, 5 assists in 42 games, and the highest average rating out of anyone in our team for 7.14. And I've done the smartest thing possible and locked him into a brand new contract till 2029. So I don't care if Brentford, Brighton, and Bayern Munich are interested. I am not accepting a single offer for this man, and he's going to be with us to the very end of this rebuild. He's even got the Wonder Kid tag. So we have got the best Turkish player in the game. Rafa had another very good season with 29 goal contributions, and Chamberlain with 17, picking up João Mario's incredible season last year with 17 goal contributions, Rashika with 19, and Jedson Fernandez also grabbing 22. So a very strong output from our team. Finances wise, things are being slightly fixed here at the club due to the fact we're only signing free agents. Of course, we do have a higher wage budget, but we're not spending that outlay on money. The thing is, Besiktas heavy in debt. 200 £203 million in debt, however. So hopefully, by the end of season 5, if there is any Besiktas fans out there that are watching this rebuild, you're going to have a club which has hopefully been at the top of Turkish football for 5 seasons, hopefully competing in Europe for 5 seasons, but I've also managed to clear the debt. So hopefully, we can do that. Well, of course, we are spending a lot of money on wages, but when you can bring in a 39-year-old Luka Modric to come in and just be a mentor to the rest of the team, it's a pretty perfect signing. He's not really usable. He's just now a 3-star good Super League player. He's lost all of his pace, but what a mentor for the team. But I think we can one-up that with our next signing. In Season 3, I've brought in the cover star, a 33-year-old Neymar, to Besiktas on £96,000 a week. There's a reason we are currently in the 8th of August, because I pestered this man every single day until he decided Besiktas was the place for him. Now, I've never used him on Football Manager, so I am very excited to see what Neymar can do in the Turkish League here at Besiktas. 19 dribbling, still some decent pace, 20 flair, extreme consistency and love for big matches. If he doesn't get injured, we're going to have the best player the Turkish League has ever seen. On the opposite flank, we've also gone and signed Joaquin Correa. To be honest, this signing was because I didn't think I was going to get Neymar over the line, so we've just got another fantastic winger. For left back, we have gone out and signed a 27-year-old Riccardo Marchiazza from Frosinone in Italy. A slightly younger profile to come in and rotate with Masuaku is exactly what we needed. In goal as well, I think we made a fantastic move, bringing in Alexander Nubel from FC Bayern Munich for free. On £45,000 a week, a leading Super League goalkeeper. Again, extremely consistent, likes big matches, 28 years of age. He's not going to regress for the rest of the rebuild. And for my final signing, I am reuniting Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof here at the heart of the Besiktas defence, as Victor joins us on a free agent contract from Manchester United, and of course goes straight into the defence next to his old pal Eric Bailly. Nubel in goal, Svensson right back, Marchiazza left back, Ali Maserati in DM with Jedson Fernandez and Modric in midfield. Neymar on left wing, Kilikashoy on right wing, and Ciro Immobile up front. What is going on? What a fantastic team we have built in only just 3 seasons. And somehow the signing of Neymar and Modric hasn't made us favourites for this title. Galatasaray are rocking a very strong side, but it's nowhere near as good as ours. I'm sorry, we're going to absolutely dominate. The signing of Neymar was simply just unfair on the rest of Turkish football, as he was an absolutely incredible player. He was just scoring goal out the goal and was doing what he used to do in the Brazilian league. Just dribble past everyone and put the ball in the back of the net. And he done that 13 times this season with 12 assists in 31 games. For his first season in Turkish football, it's not too bad at all. However, as things currently stand, he is asking to leave the club and is exploring the options at the end of his contract. Now again, I'm going to pester this man until the day that I can no longer pester him. He is staying at Besiktas for the rest of his career. Because with his help, he has led Besiktas back to the top of Turkish football as we finish on 79 points, beating Galatasaray by 2 and Fenerbahce by 5, and helping Şemal Kılıçdaroğlu to be the 3rd top goal scorer in the league with 19 in total, grabbing a 7.07 average rating. Now for the rest of the competitions, it was once again a sad performance in the Turkish Super Cup. And in the Turkish Cup, we got knocked out in the 5th round to Igadir FK. But for the Champions League, we had actually managed to qualify this time and finished down in 20th place with 11 points, a -1 goal difference, but 3 losses, 2 draws, and 3 victories, including a 3-2 against Manchester United and a 3-1 against Bilbao, almost like real life. I was hopeful of how far we could go, especially because once again we were given an all-Turkish tie, this time in the knockout playoff round in the Champions League against Galatasaray. And it was a 1-1 draw in the first leg, so it all came down to this, where it's 1-1 in 73 minutes. But in the 92nd minute, Rashica found Terzi to knock it back to Rashica to find Joaquin Correa to make it 2-1 and help us advance to the round of 16 in the Champions League, where we faced Liverpool and we lost 6-1 on aggregate. But not a bad showing overall, being in the top 16 clubs in the world. And well, it's a sad, sad season, to be honest, because it sees the fall off of Ciro Immobile. 21 goals, 26 starts, and now retiring. So Semi is becoming our striker. He's scored 20 this season. We're going to need him to step up. I'm going to need to give it all to keep Neymar at the club. And well, we managed to do it. And on a cut price deal as well, as he signed a contract of just 67,000 for another year here at Besiktas. And no, there's no in-game editor enabled. I've not scummed the game. Neymar just loves Besiktas. So it was time to build a super team around him. Number one signing was 21-year-old Argentinian Valentin Carboni, who is often a pretty supreme wonderkid on FM. Number two, Joel Roca from Girona, also 21 years of age, and there's currently a clear plan to make the age of the squad a little bit younger. Our third signing was Clement Lenglet to come into the defence at 31 years of age. He is a supreme centre-back joining from Barcelona. Fourth was young Turkish left-back Yasin Özkan, signed from Kasımpaşa. It was at this point that I realised there was registration rules for Turkish football, and you couldn't just register a full foreign team. You had to have some Turkish players. So we had to try and get a few backup rotation options that were Turkish so we could meet registration rules. We needed a brand new goalkeeper this season, so Jay Goulter has joined us from Ajax. That's the best choice, because Alexander Nubel had a contract release clause and he's going to join Brighton for 15 million. Emre Klinic is another Turkish player that has joined us on a free contract on the wings. And Matteo Gravito is a new right back to come into the squad, but we were lacking a couple of superstars this summer, so I suppose we should go and sign them. Now, Joaquin Correa had left the club to go and join Saudi side Al Rayed, so we bit back and signed Serge Gnabry from Bayern Munich on a free contract. This guy's on £220,000 a week, which is a little bit outrageous, but given the fact Neymar's only on 67, I can live with that. And we finally managed to convince Gabri Veiga to join the Besiktas project at 24 years of age, with consistency, big matches, a brilliant FM wonderkid. It was an incredible signing, and the team had gone levels up. Jay Goulter in goal, Bullet at right back, Topku, Longley, Marichatsa as the back four, but Mazrati, Veiga, Fernandez, Gnabry, Neymar and Kilkashoy as our starting 11. I was very, very happy. Now, it wasn't just Immobile that retired last season. Luka Modric also ended up retiring. To be honest, he played like 6 games with Besiktas, but as mentioned, a pretty fantastic mentor, and I was pretty happy to still have had him here at the club. Now, this season, I want to get back some of our Turkish Cup trophies. The Turkish Cup or the Super Cup. I'd like both of them ideally. I'd like to have another good performance in the Super League, and maybe this time the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Now, it is our penultimate season in the rebuild, so if you guys can, make sure you are smashing that like button and remembering that you can help support down in the Patreon down below for £5 a month. It's massively, massively appreciated. If you have enjoyed so far, though, make sure you're smashing that like. Now, for the penultimate season in this rebuild, we had one of our best seasons in the Turkish league. As Galatasaray go to 92 points, we go to 94 with a 77 goal difference, 1 draw, 2 losses, and the top goal scorer is wonderkid Semih Kilkashoy with 37 goals in 43 games, quickly becoming a Besiktas icon. We have scored the most goals this season, scoring 105, and we're only second to Galatasaray on goals conceded with 28. But one thing that massively surprised me was our possession. I didn't want this. I wanted quick attacking, counter-attacking football. I somehow turned us into a possession-attacking demon. Once again, just showing how fantastic this tactic really was. And I mean, a fantastic signing in bringing Neymar in. 25 goals this season with 18 assists in 41 games. Quite literally having one of his best seasons in his whole entire career. I mean, he grabbed 24 and 22 here, but there's no and 19 for his first season in PSG. Other than that, there's only one season at Santos, so it's a top 5 season here at Besiktas on a 7.43 with 32 goal contributions in 31 games. And that was just in the league, because overall, he grabbed 43 goal contributions in 41 matches. I'm not quite sure how he had actually got better with age, but he seemed to have, and he was also now our penalty taker. I mean, you can see in this goal, he's not got that pace, but he's got that line-breaking pass, and he can switch it to Gnabry to eventually find Semih to make it 2-0 in this game. And the third, as we do lift the Turkish Super Cup once more, as Bullet cuts it back to Gnabry once more, gets the byline, whips it in, and the ever-present Gedson Fernandez scores in a 3-0 convincing victory, and we take back our Turkish Super Cup. It sadly wasn't meant to be in the Turkish Cup as we got knocked out in the 6th round to Fatih Karagümrük. Sadly, a loss there, which sees us no longer lift that trophy. And one of the Champions League, it was a very similar points finish in terms of our league phase. It was also a very disappointing, humbling defeat in the round of 16 in an 8-0 battering by Barcelona over the 2 legs. In the knockout playoff round, we did knock out Valencia 7-3. So if that makes sense, Valencia would lose 13-0. But anyway, on to things here at Besiktas. Financially, we are doing very well. £70 million in the bank, and the debt is down to £150 million. So things are getting better. However, this wage budget did start out at about 500k, and it's now trebled to 1.5 million, which is by now quite some distance the highest in the league. But we also enjoy watching Neymar score goals for us, so I'm not going to complain too much. Now, for our 5th and final season, I have brought back Turkish legend Hakan Çalhanoğlu to join up with us here at Besiktas. A fantastic signing who has actually never played in Turkey, and he's now here as a 3.5-star player and a 118 cap player. It's a very exciting time. I've also managed to bring in João Cancelo from Al Hilal on 150k a week, and Jean-Claire Todibo from OGC Nice on just 67 and on a free contract. It's an absolute bargain. And my final is one of my favourite wonder kids on this year's game, Estanis Pedrola, joining from Sampdoria. Electric dribbling, great flair, fantastic physicals, good in big matches, and consistent. 2 caps for Spain at 23. If he smashes it here, he's probably going to be Neymar's replacement, and we're going to have a golden left winger. So this is the final team of the rebuild, with Jay Gorta in goal, Cancelo, Todibo, Topku, Manachatsa as the back 4, Ali Masrati, Gabri Veiga, and Hakan Çalhanoğlu as our midfield 3, with Valentin Carboni, Neymar, and Semih Kılıçdaroğlu up front. Do you think I've improved this team over 5 years? I think I have, and I've brought some trophies and some Brazilian flair along the way. Let's go out there, though, for the final season and get serious. Let's see what we can do in the Champions League. Let's see if we can win our 3rd Turkish Super League, and of course, bring back that Turkish Cup. And I mean, I hate to break it to you like this. Sadly, we've won absolutely nothing. Season 5 didn't quite go to plan. We finished 20 points off Galatasaray in 2nd place. To be fair, never finished outside of the top 2, but we have lost the league. Champions League, which was the round of 16 once again against AC Milan. Turkish Cup quarter-final by Galatasaray, and Turkey Super Cup we were in the runners-up. I mean, in a 2-horse race, runners-up isn't exactly fantastic. We did see a fall-off of Neymar. He did grab 21 goal contributions, but I am sad to say that he is now retiring. So you need to go out there and find that superstar. Is he already here in Estanis Pedrola? I would say so. Can you keep Semih Kılıçdaroğlu here to be the star man, and Valentin Carboni? I mean, a great season for him. While we haven't done great in this final season of the rebuild, we have actually made a very strong side for the Turkish Super League while only signing free agents. So I'm absolutely buzzing. I think we've done a great job. We brought Neymar to Turkey, and we brought smiles back to the faces of Besiktas, which is exactly what I hope Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does in real life. If you have enjoyed this Turkish Besiktas free agent only rebuild, make sure you smack the like button. Have a look at the Patreon down below, and I'll speak to you next time.